Okay, I fed this starter around 6 o'clock this morning. It's 10:55. It's just starting to get close to peak. I've been noticing it's peaking around here, so we have a little ways to go. I like to hit it before it peaks, so that way we just keep going up, because the adding it to adding the ingredients together, more flour and whatnot, is essentially another feeding. So this is my starter. I've had it since 2022, about April of 2022. I've maintained it. It's named, of course. You're supposed to name it. So a very good friend of ours, who unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago now, November of 2024. So I named it after her, because when I first started this, that's when she first got her diagnosis. And I always thought, okay, I'll name it after her, because we want it to be strong, healthy, and around for a long time. Unfortunately, the starter has outlived her. So that's, it's always good to have some sort of a thought process behind this stuff. So let's not keep it all down. I realized when I started to say it out loud, I'm like, man, that is, it's sad. It's reality, unfortunately. So what we're going to do is create something, because creation is the only major tool we have against anything else. We have to just keep creating and keep moving on. So we have our bowl. We're going to do 500 grams of flour. Let's do 500 grams of all-purpose. This is the flour I use, the King Arthur all-purpose unbleached flour. I have another bag set to the side, but I haven't cracked it yet. Just got out of the habit of making bread again, but my wife actually told me, hey, I'd really like some bread. Can you make some? So I made it a priority this week. I like doing it anyway. I just hadn't had a good excuse. So her giving me one was great. This is 500 grams. I realized I didn't do this. I should have did the other part already, but it doesn't take that long to measure this out. This is filtered water, and it's straight out of the fridge, so it's about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. This is ice cold. I would not put that in here, because we need this to be at bare minimum room temperature, although I want it to be above, because right now room temperature is about 70 degrees. So I like to warm this up in the micro for at least 50 seconds. I'm going to do 55 because it's pretty cold, and not make a giant mess on my scale. So what we want is water at least 95 degrees. I like it around 95, 96. So like this, because your internal temperature is 98.6. You want this to be around your skin temperatures, was like 93, 94, something like that. So this is our autolyse. So we're just doing flour and water together just as our beginning point, and then we'll get on to our starter in about an hour. So this is just mixing. It's going to take a minute. I usually like to mix it for about 5 minutes. It's going to be nasty and sticky and all over the place, and you're going to go, what am I doing? It doesn't work. Oh no, did I mess up? Just keep going. Wet your hand. This is how you introduce water. You wet your hand. You wash your hands first. You didn't see that. I did that off camera. You wash your hands like you're going into surgery. I know some of you people don't even wash your legs. You weirdos. Wash your legs, people. Wash your body when you take a shower. And take a shower. Geez, some of you people are nasty. With all this crap going around, you don't even wash your hands. You should be ashamed of yourself, really. So I added another tablespoon of flour. And I think that's what I'm going to need. Because now what I gotta do is fold in this flour, because the outside's nice. The outside is what the consistency I want. The inside is not, obviously, because it's not mixed, right? It's just You just got to work it. So I'm just folding in this flour, just little by little. Oh, it's been an hour. Let it sit in a warm oven. I need it to be warm. So I had the video cut off because the battery ran out, but put it in a grease bowl, let it sit for an hour. Get back to my steel bowl. You can do it all in one bowl. I just do it in two because it's easier. See the part that wasn't greased? It's stuck. That's not a problem though. You don't want to waste too much of this dough at this point. You're good. Everything looks good. Everything's feeling okay. Let's start this up. We need 15 grams of salt. This is a bit of a pain, but you want to get the salt in. The salt, you just got to integrate it properly. So I'd literally just press in. And then fold. You're going to run into little patches of salt, so you just have to keep folding until you don't feel them anymore. So this is going to take a couple of minutes of folding. So we're going to need a starter. I fed it, I keep it in the fridge, but I took it out because I knew I was going to be using it. So I fed it 3 times after I took it out of the fridge. So it has a really nice sweet odor to it, good odor, and about 110 grams of starter. A little bit more won't hurt, but try to keep it around 100 at least. Okay, just a little, the extra dollop won't hurt. The more you put in, the faster it'll go, so just remember that. This is the way it looks to begin with. Focus, there we go. It's probably going to take around 5 to 7 minutes to do this. So we're just turn, rotate, turn. I pull under and I fold over, and then I rotate the bowl like 10 minutes on the clock, right? That's what it looks like when it's done. It looks pretty good. I think we're set. Gonna put it back in my greased bowl. Gonna let it rest. It's 12:18 in the afternoon. So I'm gonna give it an hour to rest in a warmed oven, like 90 degrees, not real warm. And then we'll be back in an hour. I don't like explaining myself. Like giving any, I probably should give context. It's a Saturday afternoon, and my wife is like, "Oh, can you make some bread soon?" So I was like, "Okay, I'll do that today on a Saturday to start the process." But yeah, it's just low key today. I'm just it's nice and quiet. Just hanging out with the dogs, and I'm just tired. It's been a long week, and I'm just. Making bread is fun, so let's get on to our next step. This is, we've already did the heavy part, adding the starter to the auto lease. So now all we have to do is our fold. So let's get our first fold in. We need 3, 1 every hour for the next 3 hours. So let's do it. Because I was like, oh, I used to make TikToks, but then what's his face bought TikTok, so I'm not giving him any of my data. Even though Alphabet who owns YouTube is a terrible company and has terrible people and does a lot of disgusting things. They still put stuff on YouTube. So there's the duplicitous of man, duplicity of man. But if this is on PeerTube, I feel much better about putting stuff on PeerTube. And actually, there are people that watch it and people go, hey, you actually make cooking videos and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, PeerTube people are, for the most part, nicer. I ran into one jerk, but, you know, it's a really good ratio considering. Anyway, folds. So I'll give it like a bunch of folds. It feels really nice. It's a good temperature. I rounded it out so that way it'll spread out really nice and even. Trying to keep it smooth. It looks really super smooth right now, which is good. I think the quality is going to be, I think this is good. It has just the right amount of moisture with the right amount of elasticity. We need to build that and make it so when we stretch it and tighten it, we're going to divide this into two 250 gram loaves, but we'll get to that. So we're building that elasticity and making it so when we tighten it up, it'll grow and it'll have that nice crumb in it. So first fold done, we'll let it rest for about an hour, then we'll be back and do this 2 more times. Fold 3. It's spread out, it's relaxed, it's nice, it looks good. I'm just gonna do I'm not gonna do a ball, I'm just gonna pick it up, give it a pull. I can feel the little bubbles in there, so we're getting the fermentation that we need, i.e. the starter is feeding on all of the dough I gave it. So we're in good shape. It's feeling really nice and airy. It still feels fluffy and jiggly. It's a little jiggly. Don't know how well that picks up on camera, but it's jiggly. So that's good. It means it's airy and light and fluffy. So, yeah. Okay, it's coming along really nicely. I'm going to jinx it and say, yeah, I think we're in good shape. That always jinxes it. So, okay, second fold done. Ooh, that was a big bubble of air that gets caught up in there. That's good. So, I'm going to cover this up again, wait another hour, and give our third and final fold. Seeing some bubbles here, that's good. So what we're going to do is pick it up with both hands. My hands are already washed, I'm getting them wet. Pick it up with both hands and do this all the way out. Fold it on itself. Give it a 180 or 90-degree turn and do this. We're going to do 100. Actually, we're to do 360. If your hands to get a little bit, you feel them a little bit dry, just wet them again. Because you got to keep your hands wet, otherwise this will stick to your fingers. There we go. I'm already seeing a bunch of bubbles. That's terrific. We want to get this thing nice and stretched out, and the fermentation's already occurring. So, like, you see bubbles in this. When you see bubbles in here, it's just ostensibly the same thing happening. That's what you want. You want this starter to start feeding on that initial ball of dough we made with the autolyse. So we're in really good shape. Like I said, I'm going to jinx myself and say everything is going right according to plan. So we're done. That was the third and final fold. Going to give it another rest, 45 minutes or so. I'm going to clean the surface real quick, and then we're going to get on to our shaping and proofing. Let gravity do the work. That's not good. Okay. This is sticking a little bit, so I'm going to put a little bit of flour down. Because we don't need that. Okay. Sucker is, it's really warm, so it's sticking really good. All right, that's one. Okay. Ooh, these are sticky. Don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that took a lot longer than it normally does, which, I don't know. That may be a good or a bad thing. I don't know. They're already really puffy and they feel pretty good. I lost some of the dough on my finger, but oh well. So, we have them stood up. They're still pretty jiggly, which is nice. I think they're already starting to get, they feel nice and warm, which is good. I want them to be at least 80 degrees. So I think we're in good shape as far as temp goes. I have these these little, I just buy shower caps on Amazon. So these are just disposable shower caps. The one thing you do want to do with them, use a little neutral oil, spray the inside, make sure they're nice and covered so if it touches that, it won't get stuck and you won't have anything. So if it sits on it, it's not a big deal because it has oil all over it, but you do want to give it a little bit of room and just leave it like that. The one thing, the major thing you want to do is take your phone, take a picture of both of them as a before, so you have a reference to see, okay, yeah, they grew, or uh-oh. Hopefully it's not the uh-oh, but you never know. If I really knew what I was doing, I would probably never have an uh-oh moment again, right? But like I said, this is always a learning experience. Every single time I seem to have some sort of a thing that happens, or a one like, oh man, I wish I hadn't have done that, or I wish I had done that. So give it a nice little coat of that neutral oil. We try to avoid it, but sometimes it just happens too. So that's why I like doing it. It's like a lot of work, and you have to kind of figure it out as you go. These are set. I'm probably gonna just proof them for like an hour because I think they're pretty close already, actually. See, when you poke them in, they already lay down a little bit, so they might actually almost be ready. So I'm gonna check them in a half hour, and then give them as long as they need. But I'm probably gonna pull them at like 45 minutes at the most. So they're feeling pretty good. They're a little bit stickier than I'd like, but like I said, the hydration seems okay. Everything else seems all right, and we'll go from there. All right, it's cooking day, bacon day. We're gonna take these out. They look okay. I'm hoping. I'm like I said, I'm rusty, so I don't know if these are gonna work, but we'll find out. It's holding its. Forgot to get my blade here. I'm gonna do 2 slices on this. And let me get out my pot. I have the oven preheated with the pot in it, my Dutch oven. So this is burn you severely hot, so you got to be very careful. I like this little silicone mat that I bought. Works pretty well. So put this sucker in here. So then it has handles already. Make sure that the lid's on right and put it in. All right, we're underway. Set a timer for 20 minutes. So I'm going to set a timer for 20 minutes. That should be enough because if it's a bit smaller, it's around, when everything's said and done, it's right around 500 grams total with everything. So it should be okay. Let me fix that. All right, we're done. Get this going. I think it looks okay. I already took the top. I did it for 20 minutes. I took the top off. I did it for another 11 minutes. Yeah, the color looks good. Oops, I always do this with both gloves. Do it with both hands. Don't try to one-hand it. You'll get in trouble. The color looks great. Wow. Look at this sucker. This popped out perfect. A lot of fermentation on it. There we go. There's autofocus. See all the fermentation on it, all the little bubbles? My slits opened up really nice. My autofocus just Doesn't, I mean, it's Sunday morning, folks. Let's get going. There we go. Yeah. See all that? The slit opened up really nice. So, okay. This is done. Move it over to the side. It's 9:40 in the morning. Gotta let it cool for a few hours. Actually, I'm gonna make some fried chickpeas for dinner tonight, and I'm gonna have some of my sourdough with it. Let's get on to the second loaf. This pot is hot and ready to go. It does not take long to get this second loaf in there. This one is a bit smaller. I always get one that's big and one that's not. And we'll just see how it goes. It doesn't seem bad though. So I'm gonna do 2, 3 slits so I can tell them apart. Those slits are too close. Oh well. Same thing, drop it in, put the top on, put this in. I had to turn this on because it smoked a little bit. I need to clean this stove out. But set a timer for 20 minutes and we'll see how the other one came out. I'm pretty happy with this. I like this smaller form because you still get a decent amount, and it's just my wife and I eating it. And if you do the 500, that's a big loaf by itself. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a decent amount, and it'll last you a week. The only problem with making fresh bread like this is on a timer now. So if you store it right and you keep the moisture away, you got 7 days before it starts to mold. That's about it. Not like store-bought bread where you can just throw it on the roof of your house and it'll last for a few. Not that that's a bad thing. It'll stretch it out. You save your money that way. But fresh bread, you gotta go. So having a smaller loaf like this, literally, like, my wife can eat one loaf and I can eat the other. She was like, "Oh, can you make some? I want to do this or that." Perfect. I'm gonna use it for my dinner tonight, and we'll see how the other one comes out. All right, we're done. Let me get this sucker out the oven. I think it rose pretty well. I'll put some color on it because I want to make sure that color does add a nice, some nice flavor to it. This was a bit darker. That's fine. It's a bit smaller too. I think it's okay. It's like right there. That's not a big deal. They're done. Have a bunch of smoke from earlier. Didn't want the dogs to go crazy. But anyway, here we are. Everything's done. Everything looks good. They're both, one always comes out better than the other. For some reason, this one came out a little bit better. But this one's just as good. And I can tell them apart by size and by the slits. The slits open pretty nicely on this. This rose more than I thought it would, which is great. So it's 10:23, we're done. I'm gonna let these sit. I'll always let them sit for at least 3 hours, 3-4 hours. Let them get all the way to room temperature, all the way inside, because they are still cooking on the inside. So you just gotta let them finish doing their thing so you won't get that gooey like center. Because if you were to do that, it could screw it up because the process is still happening, but it's just happening outside now. So let them sit, and we'll get to these probably 3 or 4 in the afternoon today, but looks good.